Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas, on Tuesday, October the 3rd. Today, I want to talk about what just happened in Vegas, this horrific shooting. Like many of you, I woke up Monday morning to hear about it. It's just absolutely, I mean, there's no explanation for it. On top of that, you look at the images of some of the people who were killed, the pictures of the victims. I saw, for example, a young man who had just graduated from high school a few weeks ago. Then you have a lot of young people who were killed. This particular type of music, country music, and this particular concert is very popular with young people, particularly in this part of the country. So, I mean, there were many, many young people there who were enjoying a good Sunday evening, and then, of course, this horrible thing has to happen. So we pray for the families of the victims. We pray for the people in hospitals, and it's a tough time for them and for the country. The whole country, of course, is very much invested in this whole drama because we all suffer when there's a massacre of this type. We may not know the people who were there, but we suffer with them and with their families. But what really irritates me is that it doesn't take 5 minutes for one of these things to happen when you begin to have Democrats running to the microphone saying, we need gun control, we need gun control, we need gun control. Now, there's two problems. There's two problems with that suggestion. Number one, they never tell you what gun law would have stopped this. They never say, well, this gun law would have stopped this. Well, nobody really knows what would have stopped a madman like this. I mean, these kinds of incidents are either terrorism or they are a healthcare issue, or I mean a mental health issue, as may be the case with this man. We don't know. We need to investigate a lot further. But for Democrats to immediately assume that a gun law would have stopped this is just totally irresponsible and silly. I mean, so you're left, wondering what are they thinking, and then you have Hillary Clinton tweeting about silencers on these guns. I mean, you have to wonder, Hillary, what the heck are you thinking? What in the world are you thinking to tweet something like that? So that's the first problem. They never really tell you what would have prevented the killing. The second problem is that when the Democrats had a president with majorities in the House and majorities in the Senate, they never did anything about this. So you had a president like President Obama who had 60 votes in the U.S. Senate, majority in the House, and he never did anything about it. So if the Democrats couldn't agree among themselves what kind of gun control they wanted to pass, then why are they all of a sudden saying we need to do this when they couldn't do it themselves? Look, this whole issue of gun control is complicated, and I've always been one of those people who's open-minded. I'm open-minded. Tell me what gun law or what we can do to prevent some of these massacres, and I'll be more than willing to listen to you. But to simply rush to the microphones and call for gun control without specifically telling me anything more than that, or just simply politicizing the issue so that it can be a fundraiser or so that Hillary Clinton can remain relevant. She's not relevant, but she thinks she is. But I mean, look, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of problems going on here with this shooting. There's a lot of questions about the shooter. There's a lot of questions that I have about how he got those guns to the hotel. I mean, there's just a lot of questions that we have. And I think eventually the authorities will get to the bottom of this. But to simply immediately rush and say we need more gun laws, it's just totally silly. It doesn't explain anything. We also have something called the Second Amendment in our Constitution. So if you're going to do something about gun sales, or if you're going to do something about guns, you're going to have to do it knowing that we have a Second Amendment. And that's where Democrats always fall in trouble, because they call for gun laws, but then they want to dance around the amendment because none of them really have the courage to come out and say, let's end the Second Amendment. So look, why don't we just do something? Let me message to the Democrats. Why don't we do something? Why don't we let the people who know something about crime and who know something about shootings, let them investigate this crime, this shooting in Vegas. And those of us who talk politics, let's just stop talking about it and let the experts deal with this. As I say, eventually we will get to the bottom of this, but to be politicizing it, calling for gun control and gun control, is frankly makes no sense to me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We put all of these video commentaries over at YouTube, and we also put them in our blog, and we also put them at Twitter. And I want to thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful Tuesday, October the 3rd. Bye-bye, everybody.